Time now for weather with Nebraska Extension Ag Climatologist and Market Journal Chief Meteorologist Al Dutcher. Al, we're officially into fall. Any fall-like weather ahead in the forecast?
Yes, Troy, it's been quite a week. We've seen a little bit of cool, a little bit of warmth, and some near record temperatures here at the end of the week across eastern Nebraska. And as we go forward in time, it looks like we have pretty much a precipitation-free forecast for the most part. And I think the biggest issue is going to be where our temperatures going. And it don't look like they're going in the warm side. They're going to start to drop as we get in the midweek period. So let's go to the upper air models and see how this plays out, because really I see nothing in the way that's going to prevent major harvest activity. As you can see from today's upper air pattern, we have a trough that's going to bring in some cooler air from the north. So the very warm conditions across southern Nebraska will come to an immediate end. We're starting to see that cool air already punch into northern Nebraska. Low pressure is lined up along the surface to the south and southeast of us, but really there's no fetch of moisture into our region. So enjoy the day. It's going to be very windy, and things are going to turn rather abruptly as we go into tomorrow. As we start to see that trough build in, we're going to see that first push of cold air come into our region. High pressure comes in, but not really deep into our region. So we're just going to get a little brush of cool air. It's going to drop our temperatures back to near normal conditions. We'll be back into the 70s statewide. And then as we get into Monday, we see that cold air shift a little bit toward the east. We're going to get a little bit of warmth, maybe a couple of degrees on top of what we see tomorrow. So we're going to be looking at basically the mid to upper 70s across the state. Most of the precipitation we can find along the frontal boundary to our south and our east. And then we see that big plunge of cooler air starting to move into our region from the north as we go into Tuesday. That's going to drop temperatures at least 10 degrees across the state. We're going to be seeing lows that are going to also drop down into the 40s statewide. No precipitation associated with this front. And you can see that most of it will stay toward the eastern Great Lakes region. On Wednesday, that trough broadens out and really starts to push some cool air into our region. We may see some frost conditions in northeastern Nebraska. I think we're going to be safe in the Lincoln and Omaha metropolitan areas. But once again, nothing in the way of precipitation. Some snow flurries to the north of us, but that's as far southward as they get. On Thursday morning, we're going to see that trough starting to lift a little bit toward the east. The cooler air will still remain in place, so some scattered frost may not be out of that realm across northeastern Nebraska. And we will still be under the influence of high pressure. We should start to see our winds turn around to the south as we get into late Thursday, Friday, as we see that trough kind of ease up. Warmer conditions start to build into western Nebraska, and we'll see some temperatures warm up as we go into next weekend with the lack of precipitation. But if farther down the road, as we get into the following week, we're going to be dealing with some cooler conditions, much cooler conditions than we've even seen the week coming up. And so if we look at the 8 to 14 day forecast, we see that cold air going to be in place across the eastern United States from Thursday through Tuesday, warm air to our west. And if we look at the GFS model out around October 5th, a big surge of cold air starts to move down to the northern plains. It's very possible we will see a season-ending freeze across at least the northern half of Nebraska. So Troy, overall, we don't have any precipitation of anything to forecast for this next week. The biggest thing will be our temperatures will drop as we go through the middle of next week and start to warm up next weekend. Great harvest activity weather. Please be safe out there, because we will have a higher fire danger than normal with these high winds. So overall, a fairly good harvest forecast for this next week.